Here is he's an angel, but if you zoom in on his eyes, they're like gone. Something's happened here, and I'm not sure how to fix it. Okay, and it happens just randomly every once in a while, and it's probably something I did to make this happen. Now, if I go into Pablo, this character, and I go to materials here, and I select the character, Pablo, materials, see, it's not even showing up that he is an actual character anymore. It's something is so off here that he's not even showing up anymore. Default, materials, all products, that he's an actual Genesis 8.1 character. Something has just totally messed things up. Materials. Pablo. It would be really nice if this like fixed itself. HD figure. Materials. Oh, okay. That would be here. Materials, and we'll look at his eyes. Now what we're going to do is try to reset his eyes somehow. Just something's just totally wrong here, and let's try to reset them. See, it didn't reset them. So, and it kind of looks like they're just out of the socket, like just totally something's really messed up. So what I've done is I brought in another Pablo here. Okay, now his eyes look like they're working. Okay, they look like they're right. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to take all this stuff off of him. And he's got a bunch of stuff. He's got clothing. He's got a pose, which took hours to do. He's got wings that are attached to him. He's got a beard. He's got hair. All right. And what I want to do is I want to switch him out so that this is completely. But when I switch everything over, I want to make sure that I don't switch the eyes with him, because it's very possible to do that, to switch the eyes with him. And his blush and all is a little too strong. I was going to try, I just put that on him to make him look a little bit flushed. But so there's something seriously wrong, because like there's one, his eyes, and then you look at this guy, and that's the same guy. But there's something wrong with his eyes, okay? This is both Pablos, all right? So this Pablo has a little bit of difference to him. So we're going to take and we're going to go into Pablo here, currently used, and we're going to go to parameters. Now, this is going to take a little while to do this. Welcome, 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 people. So this Pablo, we're going to take currently used. We're going to take his looks down a little bit because they're a little bit on the strong side. So we're going to just soften him. That's what I did with the other guy. So I'm going to soften his looks a little bit, and that's enough. All right, so what I need to do here, we're going to go out of texture shaded mode. And in order to fix him so that he looks like him, all right, now, I'm going to look at this Pablo here. This is Pablo too. Okay. This is Pablo here. Now, okay, all I have with him. Now, I just changed the wrong Pablo. He did look like that. Now, it looks like his eyes are fine, like they're right there. But something is still wrong with them, and I'm not sure what it is, okay? Because when I look at this guy here in texture shaded mode, See, his eyes look nice and bright. You see? And then this guy's eyes look kind of cloudy, like something. It doesn't look that bad here. But, let's see, I could end up saving myself a lot of time if there's nothing actually wrong with his eyes. So let's go back to the perspective view, and let's put a light down under his eyes here. Let's go here, texture shaded. Let's just do a test. Okay, not to texture shaded, to Iray. And let's put a point light down below here. And bring the point light out. Let's see, texture shaded. Linear point light, Y, and Z, Y. Let's bring it up close kind of to his face. And let's see what happens when we put a light down below here and just light up his face. See, that's with the light shining in his face. His eyes are just gone. Something is, they look like they're out of socket. They're just, something is corrupt with him. And even putting a light right in his face, it just didn't work. So this is how you fix this, okay? You might just stumble. This is a serious problem with the character, okay? This is not something you can just fix easily, okay? And that's why I'm doing this video. Welcome Angus, welcome, and the mouse and the mice. The mice are welcome too. So we're gonna fix him now. This guy up here doesn't look like he's the same guy. And let's see, what have we got here? I have a lot of different things now. The eyebrows. Okay, now I had to work really hard to get all this to work together, and that's why it's important now. It's like Beard Boss. He's got Pablo eyebrows, but he's probably got blonde eyebrows. I may move those eyebrows over. Okay, let's get Pablo ready. Male tier. Okay. Shirt, clothes, belt, Morningstar wings. He's got a head and the Beard Boss. All right, so the first thing we're going to try to do is get rid of these eyebrows that he already has on him. And he doesn't. So what I've got to do is take his eyebrows off. And we're going to do that by clicking this. Okay, and now his eyebrows are gone. His eyes are still okay. All right, so we're going to make sure we don't bring this problem to him, okay, that this other character has. And I'm going to show you how I do that. Okay, and this stuff took me like days to learn, okay, how to do it. It's actually taken me years to be able to figure out how to fix this stuff, okay? So they're seriously, I mean, he looks like he's dead or something, and something's seriously wrong with his eyes, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to click this Pablo. We're going to name these first. One of them is Pablo HD New, and the other is Pablo HD Old. All right, so just so we know which one is which. Now what I'm going to do is, first thing I'm going to do is save his pose, okay? So we're going to go pose preset, and this is Pablo Old. We'll call it Pablo Old pose. All right. And we got to make sure we have him selected, Pablo Old, and click accept. All right, now we have his pose selected, saved. Now, okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take the new Pablo, this Pablo, and we're going to, there's a called pose something, so we're going to look for something in utilities called pose. It's a product that I bought, pose. And what it allows me to do is lock his head, okay? So nothing can mess up his head. And this is called, I think it's Genesis Pose Fusion. Pose Master. I think it's Pose Master. So we need to select Pablo New Pose Master. All right. Now, I think this is the right product. If it's not, I'll find it. So we're opening Pablo. No, that's not the right product. Okay. I'm just kind of a little bit lost here. Pose. This might be it. Fusion for Genesis to Genesis 8. All right, let's try this. I think it's just, it says for Genesis 8, but I believe it works for Genesis 8.1 as well. No, this isn't it either. Okay, I think it might be, all right, we have to look. Pose. How about this one? No. Well, okay, Pose Blender. Oh, this might be a Pose Fusion Plus, maybe. Nope. Mirror. Okay, let's go back. All right, use, okay, we're going to call this Mixer. Maybe it's Pose Mixer. No, it's not. It might be in scripts. No. All right, well, I just have to look then. Let's just look up Pose. All right. It's going to be one of these. Master, Pose Master. Oh, this. They've given it as a weird name or some sort, and it's like, okay, that's what I wanted to also talk about in this tutorial, is that how you have to learn certain keywords, certain words. And there's a word that helps me find Map Manager. See, haven't been able to find that for a while. Okay. And so I would look up the word manager or map and find that. To find that particular product. Come on. Transform tools. Now, okay, I know it's wrong. I have it set by filter. Okay. So, and we have to unselect. Okay, this figures. Now this target, I don't know why this keeps coming in here. This target pose thing. So I just delete it. I'm not sure what it is though. Materials, okay. Products, okay, we're gonna go out of here. We're looking for come back. All right. All products. I'm not sure why why this is doing this. Okay, I think what I'm going to try doing is I'm going to save this project here, and I'm going to go here, and we're going to pause this, turn this off, and I'm going to come back here. I will be just a moment, and we're going to close these things down, all of these things down. I've got a bunch of stuff opened here. All right, now we're going to open Daz Studio back up. It will take a moment before it's going to let me do this. Daz Studio is acting really weird, and I just installed a bunch of new product in the background, so that could be the reason why. So we're going to give it a moment. When you close Daz Studio and it takes a long time, it's emptying out the RAM. And so you have to just give it time to do that, to empty out the RAM. So, okay, we will be going back to this and figuring out what exactly is the problem here. Now, this is a character inside of a piece of geometry. I believe he may be inside of a cube. So it's a mirrored cube. So I've put this angel inside of a box, like a mirrored box, and it is still closing. So I have seen people go in and just Control Alternate Delete and close Daz right down and then reopen it, but sometimes that can leave orphans in your RAM, and that can be a problem down the road. So I have to wait until it clears the scene out. And so when you close Daz, it has to clear the scene. All right, so it shouldn't take this long to do this kind of stuff, but sometimes it does. All right, so come on, Daz tutorial. Daz, I mean, come on, Daz. Come on, finish clearing out the RAM. It's getting closer. It wants to start. This is another reason why I haven't been online a lot, is because I'm going back over all of my art pieces and trying to, bring them up to snuff, look and make sure they're fixed, make sure they don't have weird things wrong with them. And so it takes a while to do that. And it's a lot of things like render it, see what it looks like. No, it's not. It's got, this is wrong. Render it again. It's not like I'm just working on a new scene. I'm kind of like constantly trying to re-render things. Oh, come on. This is so slow. It's just got like a couple of gigs, about 4 or 5 gigs worth of stuff that it's trying to delete from the RAM. And it does it the slowest possible way. All right, I'm just going to close Daz. Hardwire, close it. I'm tired of waiting. All right, Daz, goodbye. End. When you close it, there's no reason why that. I don't know if there is a reason, but here we go. Okay. Now we're coming back to Daz Studio. Elgato, please come back. All right, this is Daz. We're back to Daz. And here we go. File, open recent. And this was Adonis Angel. No, I wouldn't like to save the scene. Now let's hope we don't have orphans sitting in the RAM. Windows should be smart enough to say, oh, delete that stuff. It's no longer associated with the program. Now, there is a possibility he could load back in, and this time his eyes are fixed. It could just have been an anomaly left over, because sometimes what I've been doing is like keeping Daz open and opening another project, closing the projects and reopening the projects. And those projects can sometimes, unfortunately, it can corrupt my instance of Daz that's running. So that is why it is important to close Daz. All right, do I have, yeah, okay, I can hear myself. All right, just making sure that I'm actually making sound. Now this one item failed. No idea why it keeps doing that. So every project I open, one item fails. So and I've got to look at the log, and the log will tell me one of these days I'll just stop and take 20 minutes to go and look at the log and figure out, why is this one item always failing? And it might be something I have installed. It could be Turbo Loader. I don't know. I'm having problems with Turbo Loader and a whole bunch of files that don't show up. All right, so we're back. And let's go take a look at his eyes now. Let's go first into texture shaded. I forgot where okay, Control L. Let's go here and take a look at his eyes again. You know what? Well, that's right. They looked fine in, but it was in texture shaded mode. It was in Iray that they disappear. Yeah, they're gone. Okay, so we've now, why I restarted the project, I don't remember exactly. Oh, okay. I was having trouble getting my content to show up. So, all products. All right. So now we're going to go out of here. Smart content. All right. A to Z. Oh. Why is it just showing this? Files. Log in. Default. Okay, I guess that just, this default got, I've never had that happen before. Okay, so we're going to go back to utilities, make sure that we'll find it now. All right, it's reloading the, my content. All right, so it's, okay, pose. We're going to type the word pose because I know it has something to do with poses. Here it is. Pose mixer, I think it is. Yes, it is. Utilities. Okay. Now we're going to click on Pablo here and notice what this stuff, this is to lock all of Pablo. This locks his lower half. This locks his arms and head. This locks one arm, this locks one foot, this locks the other an arm, the other foot, all of this, okay? So I can selectively lock parts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just lock his head, okay? Takes a moment. Everything takes a moment in this program. And I want to double check, click, and make sure. All right, yeah, okay. Why I'm in Mesh Grabber, I don't know. Oh, you know, I'm in Mesh Grabber. Okay, that could be a reason why his eyes looked all screwed up. Let's see, texture shaded. I don't think it's going to be the fix it, but oh, there's some paws coming through the floor. Let's take a look at it. Sometimes being in Mesh Grabber can do that. Okay, let's look at his eyes. I don't think it's going to fit. No, they're still messed up. Okay, so, all right, so now we have Pablo's head locked. Okay, so now we can load this saved. I saved this other Pablo Olds. I saved his pose, his pose that he's in. So we're going to come here and go here and find the Pablo Old. There he is. And we're going to put this pose on him, but it's going to change everything except his head. All right, now let's see what we've got here. We've got two Pablos. He's in the wrong position, but he's there. He's got the pose on. Notice his head is tilted up, but his head is tilted down. So he's got every bit of the pose on him. Okay, let's go out of here into texture shade, except we're going to turn him. He's got everything on him except the head pose. Okay. Now we're going to bring him into place and try to line him up exactly where our other Pablo is. And we're going to bring him back a little bit. And we're going, okay, I think we might rotate him a little bit. Why? Just try to line him up as good as possible. All right. So, but his eyes aren't messed up. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put all of the things on him that the other Pablo has. We're going to take all of his clothes and put the other Pablos. Now, while I'm going to leave his head locked and unlock that as the very last thing, okay? So this is Pablo Old. All right, so we're going to start with the beard boss. Oh, the eyebrows. We might as well put his eyebrows on. So right-click, fit, and from Pablo Old to Pablo New. Accept. Okay, now he's got the new eyebrows. Now we're going to go to Pablo Old. We're going to put the beard boss. Right-click, fit, from Pablo Old to Pablo New. Okay, now he's got the beard. And then we're going to go here to tasseled hair. Fit from Pablo Old to Pablo New. I hope I don't mess any of this up. Okay, now Morning Star wings. We're going to fit them from Pablo Old. This is the hardest part right here. This could be a mess. To Pablo New. Okay, did that work? I assume those wings are attached to him now. There's one, his clothes now. Fit from Pablo Old to Pablo. Who is Pablo New? Pablo New. Okay, now the clothes are on the new Pablo. and one for the belt fit from Pablo old to Pablo new. Okay, now when I move Pablo old out of the way, Pablo new should have everything on him. The only difference between Pablo new is his head is bent. Okay, so Pablo old, let's just turn Pablo old off. Okay, everything is on him. He's got everything now on him. And the only difference now when we look at him from down below here and we go into his eyes, look at his eyes. Let's look at him now from Iray. And his eyes shouldn't have that problem. Come on, Pablo. Tell me he's in the dark here with his eyes, so it's hard to tell. Okay, now let's tilt it. Let's put that light back on. Do I still have that point light? Cone hip. All right, let's delete the old Pablo. It looks like his eyes are right. He just doesn't have any light on them. So, okay. So now what we're going to do, I'm going to bet they are right. Okay. So now what we're going to do, Pablo new, we're going to take a little bit of his head features out. Oh, I can't. I don't think I can. I've got his head locked. So now what we're going to do is go back to utilities, type in our special word here, pose. And this is pose mixer. And now the green ones down here is how you unlock him. So as long as if I have him selected and I click that green thing, double click, this should unlock his pose. So his eyes are not screwed up. Now what we can do is take his neck and bend it up. Okay, we're going to take texture shaded. Bend his neck up. Now his head's not locked. And bend his head a little bit. All right, I think I bent his neck too much because I have an upper neck to bend. I can bend as well. Oh, that's already bent. And his head. We're going to bend his head up a little bit. And now let's take a look and see if we have eyes. They're just black holes for now. Let's see. If we have a problem here. Now let's see. Let's put a light down here. A light down below, and bring it up. See if we fix this. That should shine right in his face. If it doesn't fix it, then I'm going to be in a mess. Okay, let's look at it from the side and why isn't this lighting his eyes? Okay. All right, we're gonna give him eyes from a different figure. I think there's something about his eyes. All right, so, well, what I just showed you is how you can do that with any part of your character that becomes corrupted. And so we go to figures. We're going to type in 8.1. We're just going to give him a different 0.1, different eyes. His eyes look like they're there at least. They're just not lit, and they're not responding to color. So let's that's the point light. Let's go do this with Pablo. Let's give him some Alex capital eyes. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is take the tear duct off. He has a tear duct. Tear. Okay, we're going to turn that off and see what happens. That didn't work. All right, instead of this light, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a different kind of light. Gosh, this light. All right, we're going to try a ghost light. To light just a different kind. These Daz lights, they're so complex. Sometimes it takes them forever and they don't always work well. Now it looks like his eyes are showing. All right, but it's hard to tell. So we're going to go with a ghost light. Ghost lights, these ghost lights are just very simple lights. All products. And they usually have very little anomalies with them. So, which this doesn't appear to be working either, but let's see. Bring this up, over. Whoa. Now, if that doesn't light his eyes. Okay, this ghost light is kind of strong. Ghost light, temperature is like the luminance. Bring this down to I think I might have figured out what 0, 0. Okay, I think I might have something set in my environment options, parameters. I've been finding the environment options, lighting resolution, reset. Ground texture scale. I'm not sure what's causing that. Let's go back to my camera view. All right, let's turn this light off, the square light. And Now he's off kiltered a little bit. I'm going to take this point light, turn it off, and I'm going to try one of these ghost lights instead. Texture shaded. Where's the ghost light? Let's bring it up where the point light is. Y translate. Edit undo. Let's grab the square light. Get rid of the square light. Bring the sphere light up. Translate. And perspective view. Take me to my ghost light. Now we are inside of a cone. That's what he's inside of, is a cone. Now where is my sphere light, point light? Here it is. So we're going to bring this ghost light over where the point light is and down over. Okay, now we're going to turn the point light back off. Back to here to camera view. Turn this, okay, to Iray. Now this light's probably going to be way too bright. Let's go to surfaces. Yes, it is. This is so strange. Okay, all right, the sphere light. Luminance. Three. This is just not responding properly to the room now. Sphere light. On. Okay, luminance. Okay, this just isn't working, and I was absolutely sure this would work. So let's go back to perspective view, and let's turn on this other point light and see if there's something I've done wrong here. Texture shaded. Yeah, the point light is inside of the sphere. Let's take this sphere. It is not responding at all like I would expect it to. Dome light. Okay, let's at least turn it. To the angle we wanted it. Go back to the camera view, back to Iray. It's just not working. So it's not responding to, well, maybe it is working now. Oh, I think I turned the point light back on, yeah. Yeah, see, this ghost light is not... Oh, I think maybe the ghost light is set to really not... It's set to not have an effect on the world around it, okay? And how they're managing to do that, I'm not sure, but it's affecting him, but it's not affecting the 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 geometry here, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Okay, draw ground is off. Yeah. So so that's not going to work. Okay, the ghost light is not going to work. All right, so point light has got to go back on. All right, so now he's still off by just a smidgen, so we're going to take and select Pablo. I think that's taking him the wrong way. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right, now let's just assume that his eyes are working right, and now okay, I'm sorry, I'm thinking here right now. Okay, at least this is it looks like it's aligned up right here now. So, okay, what I'm going to do is go back to his face perspective view. Back to his face. Let's take these other lights right out. We take away this cutaway scene plane. I don't need that anymore. And we're going to go also now to down here and make sure we don't have any extra lights. Okay, they're all gone now. The ghost lights are gone. Figures. Okay, that can go. And we have the cone and our cutaway scene plane. We can just get rid of that. We have our point light, a very simple scene. Okay. It's not going to let me see his eyes no matter what. When I get down like this, they're just black. Black holes. So, all right, now I wonder if I just remove those eyebrows for a moment. Where have we got? Those are Pablo eyebrows. Okay, there's just so much shade there in his eyes that no matter what, it's not going to let me see them, okay? And, all right, it's not even going to let me light them. Okay, let's try a different light. Let's try a spotlight. Put a spotlight right on his face. Spotlight. Okay, let's go to texture shaded mode. Come up, in, turn that spotlight right, get right in here. Turn that spotlight right up. Okay, now let's go back to our perspective view. Let's see if this lights his face. What I'm doing is such a strange thing. Okay, it looks like, yeah, he has eyes now. Okay, the spotlight is lighting his face, and he does have eyes. His eyes remind me of something like an old painting of it's just there's something about his eyes that remind me of a very old painting, like, oh yeah, it's like Leonardo da Vinci's self-portrait or something. Is just something about his eyes that look very classical. All right, so we're going to get rid of the spotlight. We don't need it there. Now what I've done is I've managed to change the color of my scene now. So I'm going to look at my point light and see if I've done anything strange with the color here. And no, I haven't. So what I did do was I went into the environment options. I raised was it the lighting resolution? Okay, okay. 0. Something is making, where is it getting all this red color from? That's what I don't understand. Okay, let's go to scene only. All right, it's something I've put on the cone. Let's see, cone, surfaces. Okay, the base color. Let's take this base color down a little bit. Okay, that's with a little more red. That's with a little more yellow. If I bring the blue up. Okay, see what I want to do is I want it to be red, but I want his wings, I want to get his wings as white as they can become. Red, red. Green, blue, red, green, and blue. So this is our blue. When we add more blue, it should balance this off. Okay, red, we bring the red down a little. All right, so okay, I'm going to save this with our new guy, and I'm going to bring the red up a little bit. Okay, green, blue. So if we bring the green down a little and the blue up a little more. All right, we'll bring the blue and the red down. That should bring us into the green. All right, let's bring the red all the way up and the blue all the way up. And then we'll bring the green down. All right, well, the blue's got to come down. There we go. Well, the red is way too strong. Okay. All right, I think I like this. Now, now what I need to do is, there was one other thing. Okay, we're gonna go and put some flush on his face after, because we lost our flushed. So we're gonna select him, and because we can't see him up close right now, but oh, and I think I wanted to bring his head up more. So yeah, so if I bring his head up more, actually, we want to see his face. Okay, so perspective view. Let's turn this a little more. And we're going to take his lower neck. Okay, texture shaded. Look at that view. Look at that. Okay, texture shaded. All right, we're going to go here. I'm going to bend his neck up like this. And bend his upper neck. It's already bent. Bend his head up. Wow, okay, that's weird how, right, lower, neck, mid. Okay. Let's see. Now we go to our perspective view. Now we go back to our camera view. All right, he's looking at us. So, let's save this again. Now we're going to give him some of this flushed. All right, props. I always click on props, and it's actually in materials. And we have a couple of them. We have this one that's shaped like a triangle, and we have this one that goes, this is the one I prefer. It just goes across over his nose and across his face. Now we go to wait until it puts it on. There, now we're going to go to perspective view. Look at his face now. You see his face is red. And we're going to look at him now in Iray. We might be actually able to see his eyes now. Yep, he's got eyes. All right, so you know, that doesn't look that that red. It doesn't look too red. But let's go and dial it down a little bit. I don't want him to look like a clown. So we're going to dial down this red a little bit more. HD new, surfaces, base color. Oh, we have to go to Pablo, surfaces, face. And open this and go to image layer editor. Okay. Fit. Okay, and we're going to bring, that one's already dialed down. So I think maybe, I don't know what's happening, but the old settings may have gotten mixed in with his character. He's definitely got eyes now. All right, now I think I'm going to open them a tiny bit more. All right, so that's the base color and the translucency color. We got two different, should have two different flush to do. Zoom, yeah, we do. And see, he's got, this one's a little stronger. I just want enough to make it look like a little bit of color there. So there we go. That brought it down. So that's perfect. Now we're gonna we have to go to blink. Do we already have blink here? Currently used on Pablo. We shouldn't. Oh, on parameters. Currently used. You know, I think something got copied over to his head, and you know what? It could have been copied over from the wings. The wings sometimes take. Okay, now go to the camera view. I'm going to save this. Now let's do a quick render. Render settings. Make sure they're all correct. Yep. And progressive. That's all correct. Nothing filtering, Firefly enable. Oh, those are all off. Spectral rendering is on. You know, I liked this when it was a little more orange, which would mean a little more green. So let's go back to our point light, surface. Okay, point light, color. What's changed? What did I do here? Because now the point light is like white. Okay, let's go to tone mapper, environment options, tint. Something reset the point light back to white. All right, let's take a look at what this looks like in a render. Okay, here we go. There's our guy. He has eyes. They're very wise eyes, looking eyes. Very much like a god kind of eyes. Very nice. Now his hair looks a little lighter than his beard, and I'd almost rather go with the make his beard look lighter and his eyebrows rather than his hair, because I like that kind of whitish gray look, and this kind of reddishness is a little too much for the beard. All of this. Now, does it look like his feet are up in the air, like he's not even on the... It does. So, all right, he has eyes. So we fixed the eyes, okay? Now, the other guy may have had eyes. He might not have been pointing him up, looking him up enough. But we now have eyes. All right, so I have a couple of things to fix. He looks like he's not on the ground. I have to look and find out for sure. Okay, perspective view. Let's go around here to texture shaded view. Oh, just what I thought. All right, so I can fix this in either of two ways. I can tilt him or move his feet, and I think I'm going to move his feet down. But his knees aren't on the ground either. And his hands, what his hands are. Okay, so all right, what we do is we just rotate him. What, X? No, this way. Like that, and then translate him down. Okay, we have to have him on the ground. All right. Now, so we rotate him this way, one. And we bring him up a little bit. A little more. Boy, when I made this pose, it was very difficult getting it right. Okay, bend. Okay, because you don't want his fingers. Okay, this hand going into the glass. Okay, this isn't going to work. So I have to raise him back up, and then Pablo till at least this finger, these hands. All right. Then, okay, we have to rotate him again. Now, why translate? All right, that's enough. Okay. Now this hand is up in the air, which the way we fix that is with his shoulder. Bend it. Okay. All right, those hands are, so we'll bring it. Back one. Okay. Up. Let's bend this a little bit more so his feet aren't. Bend that. Okay. Okay. And all right. They're still going through there. Okay, this knee is not, but it doesn't have to be. Not every part has. He could be leaning a tiny bit. Okay, so that is that. Now let's save this. Now, okay, I came to fix his legs, okay. And, all right, now why, all right, that's his hand, okay. So, it's his shin. Say, why is that all off kilter there? All right, so let's, all right, let's look at this in Iray. It was the color I wasn't sure about. In the end, what I want is a realistic skin color for him. Now, I think this is a tiny bit too bright. So let's go to parameters. Why isn't that showing up? Okay, there we go. Let's go here and let's bring the temperature down a little bit. And let's bring it down to 9. Okay. Let's bring this up to 1. Okay. Now we can probably do the 2. 2.5. 2.9. All right, let's save it here. And a little bit more white, this temperature. About halfway. Save it again. Let's see what he looks like. I think it's done. So we have eyes. So that process of locking parts of their body, so a pose. And what you can do is, you can apply a pose. And that's the whole purpose of that program, is to apply a pose. Oh, I was going to change his hair color a little bit. Now, look, his feet look like they're on the ground. Okay, I was going to change and see if I could take a little bit of this yellow out of his eyebrows. I may not be able to do that. It all depends on this. So let's now look at his, this is the Beard Buster, Beard Boss, surfaces, Beard Boss, lights, highlights. Okay, glossy. All right, okay, so what we have, the base color. Let's take this base color, and what we wanted a little bit less brown. And so red, green, blue, red, green, blue. So how do we make it less brown? I mean lighter. So it would be to add more green, to take some of the blue out and some. All right, let's go look at this up close. Perspective. All right, we're looking at the color of his beard. All right, Beard Bust Boss. Main. Let's just go like, oh, okay, we have to. All right, let's take out some of the. There we go. Now, add a little more blue. Well, that's a lot more blue. I think his beard is matching his hair. It's just his eyebrows now. Yeah, the beard we got. All right, so let's try these eyebrows now. Pablo eyebrows. Base color again. We've got the same thing. And let's see what we use for Beard Boss. I don't think it was 1043.24. 10. Okay, 43, 24. That's not working at all. Let's just pick a color here. Yellow. Well, oh gosh. All right. 10. Okay, these are Pablo eyebrows. Let's go to our smart content, find Pablo's eyebrows, materials. Where's Pablo? All right. Let's try that. This one. Okay, this one is the, okay, so that's 10, that's 21. Okay, let's take a little bit of the shine out of it. Let's take, okay, what does it look like it has too much of? Maybe blue? No, it's only got a tiny bit of blue. Let's take some of the red out. No, then we got it too green. We got to take some of the shine out. Okay, so this is glossiness. Oh, I think there's a glossy setting. No. All right, so we have a glossy setting here. Would be shine, a gloss, glossy, glossy. Gloss. That's almost there. Just a little bit of that gloss out of it. Yeah, I think that's it. All right, it is. And we'll add a little bit of glossy roughness. All right. And I don't think I'm going to open his eyes anymore. I think I'm going to keep them kind of sleepy like that. Save. It's almost like a wise. Camera. Save it again from here. Let's take a look at this now. Yep. Just that yellow, it was a little too golden in his beard. And if it was all golden, yeah, then that would work. Okay, there we go. That's our, that is our angel here. It's Adonis Angel. Now, he's got a little too much beard. So we're going to mess with his beard a little bit. Okay, cancel. Yes. Just a little too much. It's a little too overgrown. They're not allowed, they have a beard policy in heaven. They're not allowed to grow them past a certain length. Yeah. It gets messy. So we're going to go shorter. We're going to make his beard. Let's get up close so we can see what we're doing. Shorter. And then we're going to give him a mustache, a fully, what's it? Trimmed mustache, thick mustache. How about a little of this trimmed mustache? All right, what's going on here? Thick mustache. Simple mustache. And it's hard to tell what he's got here. All right. Um, all right. Shaft. Okay, this is what I didn't want. These. I don't need the stubble. Thicken. Not sure what that did. Okay, short burns, sideburns. And okay. Let's take a little bit more of Pablo out of Pablo. Yeah, Pablo had. Let's make him a little bit more generic. I don't know if I like that now. We've either got to go a lot of the way. No, I think Pablo is better. I usually don't like them all the way over. There's something about his look that's... Alright, we'll just take a little bit of Pablo out. There we go, just a little. Save this again. Now let's go to our camera mode, camera, and let's... Alright, now something's up here. See this line up here? It has to do with this light right here. Point light. If I bring this over here like this, it goes that way. There, that. Zero. Okay, cone. Zero. Alright, so we have to move our camera and the angel there. Alright, Pablo. Zero. Okay. Then we move our camera zero. Is our camera zero? No, it's not. So we have to unlock this. Zero. There. Now everything is centered. Okay. And now we have this white line up there that looks consistent. Now his wings are slightly different. Back. Now there's a way to mirror this pose. Okay, Morning Star wings. Okay, Control G, Alternate G, Shift G. Shift. Okay, let's go to texture shaded. Y, it's Y. Shift Y. Okay. Swap. Okay, right. Okay. Those would be leave alone trunk. Okay. Swap. We don't want to swap. We want to go left, right to left. Recursive. Trunk nodes. Mirror. Mirror access. Y and Z rotations. Let's try that. Just try it. Okay, it just copied them to the same. It was the opposite way I wanted it to go, but at least they're going to be the same. There. Now we have this perfect symmetry. Save this. Now let's open this up and see what he looks like. I may have just copied his right hand with his left. I may have copied. It may have done it to him as well. Because he's part of that whole figure, and if I select the wings, sometimes the program doesn't know the difference between him and the wings, but regardless, it didn't ruin him. So I think I'm going to just let this render. Now, he's not showing much of a mustache. So I think I'm going to try and fix that some. I think what I want to do is change his looks a little bit. So would you like to cancel this render? Yes. I have a new character, and I'd like to try using some of his face in the new... Noah is my new character. So let's click on... right shoulder reference. What is this? Head? I don't know what those are. I don't dare touch them. Right, reference locations. This Pablo has some interesting stuff that... Okay, so we're going to go now to parameters and find Pablo. That's his eyebrows. This is Pablo. And then we're going to type in head. Oh, how about if we type N-O-E? If we just type Noah. N-O-E. N-O-A. There he is. Now what we have to do is take some of Pablo out to bring Noah in. This may not work. It's just worth it's worth trying. Let's just take 3/4 of Pablo out. Let's take Pablo all the way out. We'll leave the details, but we'll take Pablo out. And now let's go to back to Pablo, N-O-A. Let's see what Noah looks, change his face to Noah's face. N-O-A. N-O-A. And give us Noah's head. All right, let's see what this looks like. I'm probably not going to like it, but he's going to look totally like a different person now sitting there. Just because of a face. All right, so that doesn't work, but a little bit of it might. Okay, that's not bad. He's got that kind of Greek god thing going on. So let's just use a little bit of Noah and a little bit of our Pablo together. So that's what Noah looks completely. So what we'll do is we'll bring just a little bit of Noah like that. And just add a little bit of Noah and Pablo. And we'll bring a lot of Pablo back. Just merge a little bit of Noah in with Pablo. Let's see what we've got now. This way, we have somebody who's never been before. We have a new person. We've created a new person altogether. And there we go. That is nice. A little bit of Noah and a lot of Pablo. All right, how about... All right, currently used. We can blend these now. Let's get rid of that. So we have them both now here to kind of mix and match. How about exactly half and half? And I don't... Okay, there's no other characters mixed in here, just these two. So we're going to have a completely different face here. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for coming in and checking out this Daz video. That's not bad right there. So, I don't know. I think Pablo kind of wins it in this particular case. But that is not bad right there. That's a mix between Pablo and Noah. Now, since we're only using about half, let's add another face into this. Let's add a little bit of Bruce. So we're going to go Pablo. Let's bring some Bruce in. About halfway. Let's okay, so let's now go and look at what it is. This is going to be kind of, I think, a little grotesque, because usually you just don't do half and half and half of three different faces. It can really kind of distort the face. Yeah. So it's very distorted right now. So what we have to do is just use a little bit of each. Cancel. It kind of can throw off the geometry and just really throw it off. So what we do is we use only a tiny bit of Bruce. And then, okay, a little bit of Bruce like this. And then we use a little bit of Noah. And then a fair amount of Pablo. And let's leave the Pablo HDs on. Use the Pablo HD. Okay. Let's see what we've got now. Pablo was doing it all on his own, but the thing is that when somebody who works in Daz Studio looks at them, they're going to say, "Oh, there's Pablo," you know. And if I add enough of these different characters, they're not going to know who it is. I think that wins right there. Now I'm not getting much mustache, and it's kind of his face and wings are whited out a little too much. So I think I'm going to take the light down a bit. Our point light down. Point light. And down here. Go with a 1. And now I'm wondering what happens when I move the point light further away. I think it's right in, oh yeah, I'm not sure where it is right now, but okay, let's take a look at where the Z is. We're going to write this down our Z is 265.46. 265.46. Now I'm wondering if I move it away, what happens? What happens to this whole scene here? Point light, Z. This is better because now we don't have the light actually in the scene, you know, shining up in that thing. So now we can add a little more power to the light. All right, lumens. Let's go to 3. That's a little too much, I think. Let's go to 2. 2 was too much when it was close. Let's see what we've got now. I just moved it away. It looked like it was moving it up, but it didn't. I moved it back. Wow, look at this. Look at this, like, vortex here, where his head is. This is perfect right here. I like this a lot. You can't tell who he is. You cannot. And I like how one of his eyes has this kind of gleam in it. It's like Picasso. He always painted somebody with a bigger eye, you know, one eye a little bigger than the other. So, it's funny. This is it. Oh, he doesn't have any chest hair. Let's give him some hair on his body, okay? Cancel. Angels have hair. So, all right. Now, save it. Okay, so this is set. The scene is set. So we're going to now just work with a little bit of his hair. Now, what is the keyword for hair? Well, the keyword is body. So we click on hair and then we type body. And only a few things come up, and this is the one I want. So we're going to go with all here. Pablo. We'll go with all hair. But, okay, now we're going to go to our perspective view. And he's got a ton of hair, and it's going to be poking all through. Let's see. His stuff. Keywords. So now we're looking to turn the hair on so we can see it. So we're going to go out of this into texture shaded. Now it doesn't show all the hair. It only shows like a representation of it, but not like, so we have to get it to show us all the hair. That's the first part. And so that's here. We need all 3 arms, legs, and chest. So arms. Okay, so we go here and turn it on. It's the previews. Okay, now we have the preview of the arms. It shows the actual hairs, okay? And then we have the preview of the chest. And here we go with legs. And now we can see what we have for hair on all different areas. He looks really like super hairy, but it's not really like that. Now we go here to click on this. Now our keyword that we have to remember is density. See, I have been lately not been able to remember anything because I've been learning all these keywords. My brain is getting tired of learning all these keywords. So we'll start with the arms first. Density. We're going to just bring it down a little bit. The chest, we're going to bring the density down there. And the legs. He's going to have blonde hair, so you're really not going to be able to see much of this. Okay, so now we have to now go here and change the materials. And we're going to go with the blonde for the arms. Select arms. Surfaces. It says ginger. No, we want blonde. Ginger is kind of reddish blonde. Okay, oh, that won't work. We got to do the chest. Blonde. And I think I may have to go in and edit, change the, and legs. Blonde. All right. Let's see what this looks like in Iray. It may be just the exact wrong color of blonde, and then we're going to have to mess with it like we did the other hair. But I think it's okay, because right now it's just you can barely see it. It's there, and that's all that kind of matters. So once it renders, we'll be able to see it, but we've done the part of like paring it down so it's not going to look like a whole lot of hair, like way, way, way over hairy. So when it does render, it'll be fine. Okay, so he's got hair now. Okay, so now let's go to our camera view. And I think we're ready to render. Now I want to just double check my render settings. Optimization. We've got a caustic sampler on and spectral rendering. Okay. And so caustic render has to do with things reflecting off of other things, giving like its color to like the wall or something. So his wings are going to look at this. It looks like a tail almost, like he has tail feathers because of the way that came out. This couldn't really be any more perfect of a scene. It's just really beautiful the way this has worked. So, yeah, look at this reflection. That's gonna rectify so beautifully. All right. And, you know, this all has to do with the kind of reflection it's inside this chrome. Is this like inside this chrome cone? Is it chrome? Is it silver? Is it a mirror? Is it glass? Is it water? I mean, what kind of surface gave rise to this particular reflection? See, and and that's the thing, is like I love putting things inside stuff that's shiny. I like putting stuff inside boxes, inside cones, inside spheres, and seeing how the reflections handle this. And this is what a cone looks like. Okay, so with an angel sitting with his hands on the base of the cone. So, and he's very close to the edge of the cone. The cone is right beyond his feet in the back. So that's how this is set. So it didn't work with him in the center. Okay, it did. I tried all kinds of things, and what really worked was when I moved him back towards the edge of the cone. So this is what trial and error is. What kind of surface did I put in here? I don't know what it is. I tried chrome. I can't remember what kind, but I tried chrome and I tried glass and I tried all these other different surfaces and glass and metal and all these different metal surfaces. And I settled on one of them. but I'm not sure what it was. I could look. Let's see. And maybe I can find out. I'm not sure if I can. But base color, it's not saying what I used. It's just a bunch of settings that create a certain kind of material, and all these settings here, glossy, reflectivity, and all, they just a translucency weight, diffuse overlay weight, diffuse roughness. They decide whether if it's glass or chrome or water or what, these all, and it has a base color, and we messed with the base color a little bit. I kind of wish this was a little more orange. How do we make it more orange? Well, we bring the red up first. See, now his wings. Okay, see what's happening. Okay, now what if I turn this, what's it called? This would be optimization. Let's take this caustic off. See now, when I turn that on, his wings turn, you see they're reflecting off the wall, but when I turn it off, they're not. And see, that's what I want. Okay, so now what I want to do is take this light here and make it a little brighter. Because now he can get lit by the light rather than the reflection of the light off the walls. And this is something to consider, okay? Now, where is that? That's down here. And the lumens, let's go up to 3. See, I want him to have white wings. We can go up to maybe 4 now. Because the light was bouncing off everything. And now the wings are white. They're not white, but... Oh, I know what I did. I brought the temperature down of the light. There we go. Now we have some white wings. But that's going to make him white as well. All right, so let's see what he looks like. It's really difficult. Without Iray, we'd have no way to even at all kind of guess and say, how is this going to look after the render? You see, his color is kind of more natural now. Yeah, I think I like his color more natural. So, and this doesn't look all washed out by the color. So yes, that's so those this caustic toggle here, the caustic has to do with how things reflect off of each other. And now you can see it works. It actually does work now. Caustic. So this is going to take, let's see how quickly it's rendering. Look how quickly it's going through this. 86. It's doing about 10 at a time. It's going through them quickly. So this will be done rendering in about 20 minutes. It's not a large, I'm not doing it at 10,000 by 10,000. So it's, at about 10 at a time. And each time he clarifies more. So he's going to become all these little, and the thing is, the light is bouncing in so many different ways that it's, all these little specks are called fireflies. They'll take a long time to disappear, but this is it. This is our angel picture. We're going to use this. This is going to say rexred.com, Rex flock of angels in words down here. Yeah, see, his skin tone is so much more natural without all of the light reflecting off of the wall. Now, yeah, so his tone is, the browns are much more natural looking. And his hair and all, you can see a little more about his face now. So, yeah, this is it. All right, so I'm going to let this render. This is done. I was thinking about giving him a little more of a something here, but I think I'm going to just leave it. He's got enough. And now you can see the hair on his arms a little bit. You can see the light hitting the hair. You're going to see the hair in here as well, and kind of coming up a little bit through here. So, yeah, he's beautiful. Just really, really beautiful. So, we have, and I can tell, I used a lot of Pablo in here, but I can definitely tell those are Pablo's lips. So, even though we have the other guys mixed in a little bit, I can tell, and this is Pablo's eyes as well. I can tell that Pablo's somewhere in there. Yeah. So very, very, very good. So we have a very symmetrical, our wings are symmetrical now. That little trick that I did, that's Control Y, which brings up that ability to, and you can take and copy one side of a character, because I could have copied one side of him to the other, so he would have sat like perfectly, like both hands. Instead, I did it manually, and so that one shoulder's not a little higher than the other, kind of thing going on. So what I like is this looks like tail feathers. This is beautiful. This is very, very, very nice. So I really love doing this. I love making art like this, and it's something I'm enamored. I'm dazzled by it. I'm just flabbergasted and overwhelmed, and just really, and I love the way these wings fan out right here, and they twist. You see, they're not just like flat out. They come out, and right about here they flip down. So yeah, it's like he's landing in a way, and they've kind of jumped down a bit. So it's very, very beautiful. So all right, that's going to do it for me. Please leave a like on my video. Please subscribe and click the bell for notifications. Leave comments. I read every single comment that comes in on all my channels. So, yeah, leave comments, and thank you very much for watching. And Sigmund, where'd Sigmund go? Sigmund's over here. He's going to say hi. Say hi, Sigmund. Oh, well, that was nice, Sigmund. That was really nice. Hello, everyone. All right, I am purple. I don't know why I'm purple. It looks like I'm purple today. So, yeah, sometimes I'm just purple. So, and I don't know what to do about it. So, yeah, this is good. what a very strong and what a beautifully strong angel we have here. Just a kind of a comforting, like his strength is so overpowering, so endearing, you know? It's so evident and is a kind of reassurance in his face, and also like a security, or in his demeanor, like he is confident of himself. It's very nice facial stuff and everything. So yeah, and he does have a little bit of a smile. It's a tiny one. There's a little bit of a smile. And remember we put the red on his face. We gave him a little bit of color here. It's just the right amount of color to give. If we didn't have that, his face would look like clay, like one color. Not completely, but he wouldn't have this little bit of color coming around through here. So yeah, and it's all these little teeny details that make it all work. The little bit of hair on his arms, and people say, "Is that a photograph? How did he do that? How did he make that?" And that's how you do it. So is the 3D and all. And this blonde is the color's okay. It looks a little whiter than his color blonde. And today I got to show you a little bit. Good night, Angus. Sigmund says good night, Angus. And tonight I got to show you a little bit about how I can change these colors. And we went down deep into adjusting the red, green, and blue of the colors of things. And we can do that with skin. We can change the colors of lights. I can change the tint of this, where it doesn't change like the grain of his hair. It just changes the tint. And the same with the wings here, and all of these things I can change the tint on. So what's nice is that I really wanted to have the wings white, and they did come out fairly white. And I could have made them even whiter, but I don't want them white, you know. Don't want them unrealistically white. I just wanted them to be white. And the thing is my fans, you know, I don't have a problem with black wings. To me, it's like they're just wings and all. But my fans get upset with me when I use black wings, because they think of white as being the white wings as being the good, are you a good angel or a bad angel kind of thing. And so it just scares them. And I can give them red wings. I could give them fire wings. Okay, fire wings would scare them, just probably worse than black wings. So that's the thing, is that it's just I do it to appease my fans and say, okay, there's your white wings. That's what you wanted, so that's what you got. And so to me, it doesn't matter, because I don't let things like that kind of get inside of me. But I understand that some people need a little bit of comfort in their lives, and I hope that this gives them that kind of comfort. So, all right, very good. Thanks again. Take care. I'm out of here for now, and I hope you learned something from this about taking so we got eyes, okay? We got eyes, and this isn't the first time I've had problem with eyes like sinking into their head and being just completely out of. And the way it may have happened is I might have resized him the wrong way, and his eyes just kind of shrunk into his head. There's a lot of different things that could have caused that. So, and moving him, because I don't believe he's in the center of the scene. If he is in the center of the scene, like I may have moved the cone, I might have slid him back, and the light that's shining on him may actually, the center of the cone may be the center of the scene. There's all kinds of things like that. And so if I slid him back every once in a while, that can throw off the geometry enough to, so I showed you a way to take and lock his head and bring, and then throw the pose on, so that because if I hadn't locked his head, I can tell you absolutely for sure that his eyes would have gone on the new character the same way as they were on it would have copied over that flaw. And so you have to lock the head so that when you put the pose on, and so the thing is I can take and lock his body, and then I can go into all the poses that I bought, and even though the pose has all the different parts for all the different, for his arms and his fingers and how they're posed and everything, it will only change the head pose if I have his whole body locked and only the head. Then when I apply the pose, it will keep the pose that he's in and just change his facial expressions. And that's in the other pose. And that's the same way with I can lock his upper half, and then it will put his leg and only apply the bottom half of the pose. And the same thing with his arms. I can lock his whole body except for an arm, and then try different kinds of arm poses and things with his, so that's the thing. And so that product that I used, I think it was called Pose Master. You can look back in the video and see what it was. That is an absolutely must-have. You can lock them manually, but you have to lock his eyes and lock every little aspect, his ears, and lock his jaw, his lips, and lock his each eyelid or kind of thing. You have to lock them, take and lock a bunch of stuff. And so it's much easier to just go into that program and click on that, and his whole head is locked, or his whole upper torso is locked, or his arm is locked. And sometimes like a thumb, like right about here where the thumb will get disjointed, and the thumb will look like it's kind of broken. And no matter what you do, you can't fix it. And so that's where you take and save the pose, and then lock his hand, and then bring in a fresh guy, and then put all the pose on except the hand, and then you pose the hand back to what you want it, and then you fix that broken geometry that's in the hand. So this is how you do it, okay? So, all right, very good. That's why I came here, because I knew that I was going to have to go through this. Well, actually, yes, because I looked at his eyes and I said, okay, I'm going to go through this process of locking his head and doing this process of getting the pose on him. And it worked. He's got eyes now. And so this is how you do it. So, all right, very good. Take care. And have a lovely rest of your day, evening, night, morning. And I will see you again in the next tutorial, the next video. Alrighty, it's Rex Red saying goodbye for now. Take care. Big love and hugs. Okay.